Sup guys, here today to Zankyou no Terror episode 10 review, and to my knowledge this should be the second to last episode of Zankyou no Terror before the series ends. So at this point, things should really be heating up because we're getting closer to the series finale, and things did heat up in this episode. First thing I want to talk about is Five, right? Five and her rivalry with Nine. Now we see the conclusion of that rivalry, and we get the reason why such a rivalry exists. Apparently, back in their past, when Nine used to play Five all the time, I'm guessing chess games and whatnot, Five always said that she could never beat Nine, right? And it so happens that after a bit of shuffling, she even shot the FBI guy, the American FBI guy. She shot him because she was determined that no one else would get Nine, and it seems that all she really wanted to do was, in a sense, give Nine thanks by kissing him on the lips, and telling Nine that he's the one that allowed her to live up till now. You know, cause he was that sort of motivation for her. After that, she basically killed herself. You know, saying that she's going on ahead before him, because at this point it is hinted that 9 and 12, they don't have long to live. Like, these children, they don't live very long. Last episode, when Shibazaki interrogated that guy, I forgot his name, he basically said that they should be around 17 years old now, but they don't have long to live. So, and there's throughout this series we kept on hearing 9 till 12 that we don't have enough time, we don't have enough time. So this makes perfect sense that because they were being experimented on, probably given all of these chemicals, and exposed to all kind of atrocities as children, that they would probably have shortened lifespans. So in this case, last episode, when Five was instructing her subordinates on how to capture Nine. No, well, rather, with the whole first wheel incident that involves Five, and after all of that went down, she just collapsed out of the blue, right? So apparently, these guys, they don't have long to live, and Five, she knew that. I believe 9 and 12 know that as well. So this plan that they have, I'm really interested to see what really happens. And the whole backstory about all of this is just crazy, right? Because it seems that it goes back to back towards World War II, and it even brings into question Japan's image as a country, their honor, and why they would decide to do a program like this. It's crazy backstory. But before I get into all of that, I just want to talk about the conclusion of the rivalry between 9 and 12. So it seems that 9 in fact was the motivation for 5, and 5, she got to a point where it seemed to me like, up to this point, that 5, she kind of detested 9 of some sort, and I'm sure that she did at some point. In some way she kind of detested him, but in the same way, she she had fondness for him, right? Even in a kind of sexual way, probably because she kissed him on the lips. So she definitely has fondness for him in that way, because as she says, he's the reason why she has survived up till now. So I'm sure that she's grateful to him in that sense. So 5 is out of the picture. 9, at the end of this episode, he's just there on his ass, with other people from the police department coming towards him again now. 12, he was trying to stop 5 by using this bomb to let her crash, but he fell off his bike and he's injured. He couldn't get up in time, so he was kind of disabled in a sense. Lisa, she's there watching the screen, seeing everything go down. I mean, everything is just all over the place. But another thing that I would also want to talk about is um when Shibazaki met Mamiya, yeah, that guy. When Shibazaki met Mamiya, and they were having their conversation, and Mamiya gives him the real reason of why they did the Athena plan, right? And basically saying that from World War II days, back 70 years in the past, when Japan was defeated, he's saying that Japan still, to him, is defeated. It doesn't have any honor, it doesn't have any pride, right? So that's his reason. He wants to have something that lets Japan the country separate themselves from the crowd, because it seems like to him Japan should be the ones on top, not the other way around. So he wanted to create this Athena plan, to use this Athena plan so that they will create these um these people with you know super enhanced abilities, or people with crazy abilities that are able to do a lot more than the average person can. But that project failed, and now everything seems to be going to hell, right? So that's the reason why. And it it also brings up some touchy political issues, because it's revealed that Japan has been creating atomic bombs in secret, right? Because according to my knowledge, at the end of World War II, when Japan was defeated by the US, there was an agreement that Japan could no longer hold, or they could no longer have an active military, or they could no longer do anything of the sort as what they are doing now, right? In this series of Zankyou with creating an atomic bomb in secret. So this, right, this has some huge implications in terms of the relation between the Japanese government and America, and probably other countries as well. This is some crazy stuff, right? Some crazy stuff was revealed in this episode. I mean, just imagine if this was happening in real life. Just crazy, man. So um that's why the American government came in there to kind of have a handle on everything that's going on, because as I said, the implications of this could be huge, right? So it's revealed that Japan has been creating atomic bombs in secret. 9 and 5, they got a hold of it, and they're using that bomb for their own ulterior motives. What we don't exactly know. At the very end of this episode, 9 apparently set up this system where if he didn't get to the press conference in time, something would set off, something would go off. A message began playing where he showed his face and he would tell the people of Japan goodbye. So everyone knows his face instantly. And right at that point, we see this air balloon begin going up into the sky with something attached to it. I'm guessing that's the atomic bomb that he's talking about. But it sort of kind of doesn't make sense, because if you're going to detonate an atomic bomb, wouldn't you detonate it in the area where it would have the maximum effect to destroy as many things around it as possible? If you're a terrorist and that is your intention, why would you attach it to a balloon and fly it up into the sky? That would just lessen the impact of the explosion, unless in some way it doesn't, according to his plans or his device. Maybe it doesn't, but that's what kind of throws me off. Like, that doesn't necessarily make sense with what he wants to do, right? He's a terrorist, and let's say you want to kill a lot of people, have maximum exposure, maximum range, maximum distance. Why would you throw, why would you let a bomb float up into the air? What's the significance of that? So, this episode of Zankyou, it's crazy, right? 12, before he went to hell, 9, he was depressed because he betrayed his friend. Lisa was there with him, and Lisa basically told him that it doesn't necessarily matter if he shows up. She knows that 9 will be very happy, because when he showed up for her, she was happy as well. So Lisa and her involvement in the story, I mean, seems like she has just been dragged into this big entire mess. Her personal life hasn't been that great, because she was being bullied at school, and her mom was just overbearing to her, in some ways. So I mean, her life up to this point has just been crazy, and with the whole situation, she being involved with these terrorists now, I mean, things are just crazy. So it seems to me like At the end of this episode as well, Shibazaki and his group of policemen, they went to the conference center to see what was going on, but then they realized that nothing is going to happen. So I'm wondering what will happen at this point. What will be the involvement of Shibazaki, his police friends? What will happen to 9 and 12? 5 is already out of the picture. She killed herself, and it seems like this entire rivalry between she and 9, it was more of an admiration for her more than anything else. So I mean, well, a lot of things happen in this episode, and a lot of things that I like. So my rating, I give it highest possible rating. I thought that this was an awesome episode of Zankyou no Terror. Could not have been better. I think it's the best episode thus far in this series. So that's it. That's my review. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe. Sayonara.